All right, Dave, thank you very much. Well, we have a health alert this morning. Listen to this. Most of the more than 2 million cases of non-melanoma skin cancer diagnosed each year in the U.S. are considered to be sun-related. Well, our next guest wants to help you protect you and your family from skin cancer. Please welcome Dr. Prather. Great to see you, Chad.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
We were just talking about that baseball game. Can you believe the Tigers going to Omaha this year?
It was rough, yeah.
Well, it's also rough if you get skin cancer, and you're trying to prevent that this summer, right?
It is, right. In Louisiana, we love our outdoor activities like baseball, gardening, fishing out in the sun, and so it's important that we enjoy it responsibly, and that's our message here.
What do you see? What kind of trends are you seeing? Are people heeding that warning, or they're not lathering up and covering up?
Well, unfortunately, we are seeing a rise in skin cancers of all type. Due to sunshine, we're seeing an increase in the benign types, or the more common types, which are basal cell carcinoma, which is the disfiguring type, and the deadly types, which are melanoma. We're seeing a rise in all of those.
And the non-melanoma, as we just said, from the American Cancer Society, says all of those, or most of those, are sun-related.
That's right. They are due to sunshine, a long lifetime's worth of sun that we've collected over many years. So it's important when we're outside enjoying those outdoor activities, we want to take those precautions. We want to cover up with our hat, wear a good sunscreen with an SPF of 30 or higher on a regular basis, and reapply that often.
Yeah, and you can even get those clothes now that have that sun-blocking material in them, which are also good.
That's absolutely right. It's called a UPF, or the sun protective clothing, that really helps keep that out. Not so hot, not as hot as one might think, but you get some long sleeves there to help protect you.
Great tips, and you have a neat little way of showing people how much sunscreen they need to use.
That's right. Most of us don't put on quite enough, and so it takes about an ounce of sunscreen to cover the face and arms, the exposed areas of the body, and that's about the size of a shot glass. So we have a nice little reminder for folks when you're out activity. You take your sunscreen, SPF 30 or higher, and it really takes about an ounce to cover the face and arms. Even on days like today where it's going to be sunny, going to be a little cloudy later, it's important to wear the sunscreen.
Everybody always asks that. You know, God, it's cloudy out there, the sun's not shining, I don't need to wear sunblock, but that's not the case.
That's true. We really do get it even on cloudy days. You're really getting sunshine, and so it's important to protect yourself on a daily basis. So make it part of your morning routine, put it on. You're really going to help keep from having to see guys like me in the office for skin cancer. So.
Well, and you said you're seeing all types and more cases. When people have like blemishes and moles and things kind of on their arms and hands and parts of their body, when should they get those checked out?
It's important anytime you have a spot that's new or growing, if it's changing, if it's been there for more than 3 or 4 weeks. Certainly if it's bleeding, if it's scaly, it's important to have that evaluated by a dermatologist. There we see a normal mole. That's a normal spot, pretty regular, pretty brown, not so bad, probably been there for years.
And what about this one?
There we see a melanoma. Dark colors, you can see the borders are irregular. We really talk about the ABCDs. It's asymmetrical, the borders are irregular, maybe the color's changing, or you have different colors within the same spot. If the diameter is getting bigger than the size of a pencil eraser, that's an important warning sign. E is the most important. Anything that's evolving or changing needs to be evaluated by a dermatologist.
So if you see something that just doesn't look right or doesn't feel right to you, get it checked out.
That's right. It's almost 100% curable as long as we catch it early. But if we let it go, it can have bad consequences.
What about moms and dads with their kids? You know, how much of this kind of stuff, this sunblock, should the kids use when they go out?
Great question. It's never too early to start. We get a lot of sun exposure when we're children, so kids out playing sports during the summer, out doing swimming camp, it's important to protect them just like we protect our own skin.
And you can, when you know, a lot of kids don't, I don't want to put that on, mommy, you know, but you can try to make it fun, come up with creative ideas on how to put it on.
That's right. There's some even fun ones. The bottle turns a different color when it's out in the sun, so you can make it a little bit fun for kids. Try to talk them into putting on that sunscreen on a regular basis.
Well, Chad, thanks for being our guest this morning, and thanks for saving people from skin cancer.
Thanks so much for having me.
We invite you to come back anytime.
Great.
Well, coming up, hey, we're going to have the latest on that oil spill. There's progress this morning, but there's also some disheartening news coming from the Admiral in charge. That and more as we continue right now. 6:27, 76 degrees outside. Tuning continues right after this.
I don't